Yo, we're back. We have a mock draft. We didn't get 10 people in here, but that's fine. But we're going to do the 103 because, hold on, let me turn this off. I personally believe the 103 and the 104 are the best, but I could make an argument that the 103 is the best because I do think these three right here are a tier of their own. And I think Jamar Chase is very, very, very close to that tier, but I do think these three are better. So you get one of the three, whoever falls to you, and then the back end you get one of these, and that's what I like. That's what I like to see is this right here. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously, you have 30 seconds. I think this could be the best spot in the draft. So if you have this spot, obviously be very excited because this is a absolutely amazing spot to have. We got the team on the side here. We'll draft all the bench. I doubt anyone really stays that long, but we will certainly see. And there is going to be a lot of autos, but that's okay. That's actually probably a good thing. The auto took Puka Nacua. So you're not normally going to get a Bijan Robinson here, but it's possible at the third overall pick someone likes Nacua. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson pretty easily. He gets Tua. God, my nose. He gets Tua throwing to him. Tua checks down in the RB more than anyone. Bijan Robinson also is just like the main focal point in the offense. He's a ridiculous player. He just got paid. So, I mean, everything's pointing in the right direction for Bijan Robinson. He gets so much passing volume, a ton of rushing volume. Tyler Algier is gone, so he catch a lot of touchdowns. So, yeah. Yo, hold up. God damn. My nose is stuffed, bro. Oh my gosh. What are we targeting? Well, we got Bijan. I was actually projecting to get a wide receiver, but I'd probably target a running back again. That's why I looked at this tier. That's gonna be what you're looking at. So we'll see who falls. I think out of these people, I like Saquon Barkley the best, but we'll see. K9's cool, Chase Brown's cool, Amari Hampton's cool, Derrick Henry's cool. So like really, there's no way to fail. But yeah, I will be taking one of these guys. Saquon Barkley would be my leader. I just see a bounce back in Philadelphia. A.J. Brown's gone. Their offensive line should be better. Saquon's gone, so we're not getting him. My next up would be So we have to decide now between Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Kenneth Walker. I'm trying to think. Like, there's a world where I'd take T. Higgins, so maybe I shouldn't. I do like taking Patrick Mahomes late. There's not really another Raven that I ever draft. So I think Bijan, Derrick Henry would be a really good start. But nah, I like K9 though, man. I like K9 this year. I think the upside is definitely there, especially on the Chiefs team. Derrick Henry's definitely not a bad pick though, by any means. Now we're back on the clock here. Yeah. So this sucks because Rashee Rice fell. So we're gonna do something that I normally do not do, and I'm gonna take Brock Bowers. I just see crazy bounce back for Brock Bowers. I like A.J. Brown as well, but we're gonna do something different. I think Brock Bowers is a ridiculous player. He was so good before he got injured. The Raiders are looking in the right direction, have an improved offensive line. They have Mendoza and Kirk Cousins. Both are improvements. The offense should run smoother. If Brock Bowers is healthy, he should lead this team in targets. The receiving core is absolutely dreadful. They basically have Ashton Genty and they have Brock Bowers. So I definitely like Brock Bowers. I think he's going to be tight end 1 this year. So I'm cool with getting him there. The only thing is now our receivers are definitely looking a little fraudulent. The good thing here is that you can get 2 good ones. Probably not going to get Smitty. That's who I would want is Smitty, but he'll probably go off the board. 2 in this tier is very good. I definitely like, yeah, there goes Smitty. I definitely like two. The thing is, I also really like Cam Skadbu. So, man, this is gonna be tough. But like Emeka Ibuka, I really do like. Devontae Adams, I really like. Lad McConkey, I like. Terry McLaurin, I like. T. Higgins, I like. Then I don't really like anymore. But this right here, I like a ton. And Scat is still here. We might have to do something weird, man. We might have to do something weird and go with Scat. It's probably not the smartest thing. I just think I'm going with Scat. The thing about Scatterbo that I really like is that he gets so much work in the red zone. He's going to score so many touchdowns, and he's a very good receiving back. He's clearly healthy. Every clip I see of him doing backflips and shit. Let's make this pick, though. Out of these people, yeah, Emeka Egbuka is my favorite option. So Emeka Egbuka is my wide receiver one. Definitely not what I expected coming into this, but we're here. But with Scat, he's a good receiving back. He gets every single touchdown. The Giants' offense is looking like it's going to be a little bit better, and the offensive line should be solid. It gets a ton of touchdowns. He had 7 touchdowns in the games he played, 600 yards. He's healthy, and I just really like Scatterbo. I think he could be an absolute monster this year in fantasy. I think he could be a top 10 RB. I think he could even potentially be higher than that. So it's just impossible for me to really skip on him here, even though it made it to where my wide receiver one was Emeka Egbuka. But that might have been the case anyway, honestly, because I like Emeka Egbuka in that tier, but I also really like Devontae Adams as well. And Lad McConkey I really like. Who else was it? Oh, T. Higgins. So our wide receiver 2 is going to be weaker. Thing about ESPN that I've noticed is they have Mike Evans at 76, which is ridiculous. So I get to just pretty much get Mike Evans because no one's looking at him. And I would have him ranked above these guys for sure. Like, I would have Mike Evans above literally everyone on the board right now. And this has him at 76, which is pretty ridiculous in my opinion. We'll talk about Mike Evans because I'm about to draft him. So, yeah, Mike Evans, you are my wide receiver 2. Mike Evans, clearly the wide receiver 1 in this offense. George Kittle coming off an Achilles. Ricky Pearsall's out for the season. Well, let me make my other pick real quick. Out of these people, I probably would go with Carnell. He's a wide receiver. I'll talk about Carnell and Mike Evans. Carnell, wide receiver 1 in the offense, should be improved. Offensive line should be improved. Cam Ward in year 2. They don't have a ton of options outside of Carnell. They have like Wandale, and I think Wandale will be solid, but it's not like he'll be absolutely ridiculous. I just think Carnell could be like 1,000-ish yards, maybe 7 touchdowns. Nothing crazy, but I could see him close to like a Tet last year, and to have that type of option on your bench, certainly fine. I like him better than a Luther or a DJ, or the only guy like Jordan Washington. We're like, okay, it's about to be me again because all these autos. So with Mike Evans, wide receiver 1 in offense, no Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle coming off an injury. They got Deebo Samuel, but they're just completely different players. Deebo's not going to take away from Mike Evans. Crazy good red zone threat. They're super efficient in the red zone. They score a ton of touchdowns, the 49ers do. Mike Evans should be a huge touchdown thing. The only problem, Mike Evans, yeah, you're worried about injury because of his age. He's gotten injured so much, and he's getting old. That would be the only worry, but at the same time, it's like, to get that type of value, someone that's a wide receiver 1 on a really good offense and will get that many touchdowns and will probably get close to 1,000 yards or 1,000 yards if he stays healthy, like, and to get that as my wide receiver 2, like, I love that. I would have Mike Evans ranked way higher. Here, so this is pretty easy for me personally. I really do like, me personally, I really like Jordan Tyson. Why? The Saints run so many plays, so many offensive plays. They're going to throw the ball a ton. And I just like Jordan Tyson as a player. So, yeah, that's kind of my rationale. Here, I'm trying to think. I think QB does. I think Dak makes a ton of sense, even though I do like waiting for Herbert and Mahomes. But, like, is there anyone else? Michael Wilson I do like. I'm not going to. You know what? We're going to take Michael Wilson. You could take Dak, but I'm going to take Michael Wilson in hope of Mahomes, or I can't take Mahomes. Fudge, I forgot. Okay, well, we hope Justin Herbert falls, or yeah, this is going to be a little cooked at the QB position. Actually, no, it's not. No, it's not, because there's a great option late. Jordan Tyson, like I was talking about, I just think he has an opportunity to get a ton of volume, and I like him as a player. They run so many plays in New Orleans, so that's my rationale there. Michael Wilson, a really good player, super physical wide receiver, can get open in a lot of different ways. Had 1,000 yards last season. I like Marv as well. I personally do like Marv. I think they both could hover around 1,000-ish yards, 7-ish touchdowns. I do think that, but I mean, Michael Wilson, I'm getting him at a lower price, and honestly, he's proven more in that offense. So, yeah, I do personally really like Michael Wilson, and now it's like my receivers are looking bad. Now I have a lot of options: Egbuka, Mike Evans, Carnell, Jordan Tyson, Michael Wilson. Like, you have a ton of options to play in here. Even if Mike Evans gets hurt, like, I have options. Because it's not like all three of these guys are going to be bad. There's just no way in my mind that's going to happen. So, and then our running backs. I mean, we have Bijan, K9, and Scat. I did get Justin Herbert, so that's good. That is obviously what I wanted, was to get Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's. I think I have him like every single mock draft that I've done. I think he's going to put up so many yards with Mike McDaniel. This offensive line, everything looks improved, and I just really like Justin Herbert. Usually here, I probably would go with like a Goddard if I needed a tight end. Well, because, someone took Kraft. But here, I mean, I'm going to go with J.K. Dobbins. I just don't understand why he goes so low. He's going to have the majority of the carries in one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. I don't know why R.J. Harvey's ranked so close to J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins is who they want. He is the guy. I would have him ranked way higher, probably in the 70s, not in the hundreds. He's just going to get a ton of carries. He's going to have a lot of opportunities for touchdowns. He is the main guy in an offensive line that's arguably the best in the NFL. I just don't really understand why J.K. Dobbins would be in the hundreds when I would have him in the 70s. Like, J.K. Dobbins shouldn't be in a Chuba Hubbard range. No way. No way. He shouldn't be in Aaron Jones. Jonathan Brooks. Like, I like Jonathan Brooks way more than R.J. Harvey, and I might draft Jonathan Brooks here, but it's just like, man, I don't know. I don't know why Javonte goes so low. So, a couple more things of people I like. Blake Corum, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Jonathan Brooks. That's who I'm looking at here. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, he was just really good last season, and I don't like Rachaad White. I really don't think Rachaad White's going to do much. Yeah, he'll probably play third downs, but I personally really like Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. I think he could be like the lead carrier. I am going to go Blake Corum. I just think the Rams are going to have to run the ball more. I think Blake Corum's a really, really, really good player as well. That's another part of my rationale. And I think he could have an opportunity to have like 1,000 yards with a ton of carries. The Rams are going to be in a lot of blowout games where they have to run the ball more. And so, yeah, I really like Blake Corum. I still get Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt as well, which, I mean, I'm personally very, very, very happy with, to get Dobbins, Corum, Krosky-Merritt. Like, they really won't ever have to play on my team besides, like, maybe never unless there's injuries. But I just like having these dudes. But Blake Corum, yeah, is he the RB2? But he's on offense that's probably going to run the ball so much. They split drives last year. It's going to be the exact same thing. I just really, really, really like Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Another thing I want to point out real quick, when I said I wasn't really worried about QB, it's because Jared Goff goes right here. Oh, shoot. Jared Goff goes right here, which is ridiculous because he's just a really solid option. Kyler Murray is always going to be a solid option if he plays enough games because of his running. Even Tyler Shock, you don't hate. They run enough plays to where I don't even hate that. So if you just completely punt QB, I don't think that's a bad option at all because you can get Jared Goff in round 14 we're on right now. Yeah, like, that's just insane. Who I pick here, it's going to be Jalen Colker. I'm just going to make sure. Oh, even like a Baker Mayfield here, I think is pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm going to go with Jalen Colker. Not because I necessarily think he's going to be ridiculous by any means, but I just believe, okay, I'll draft just like the Texans just because, but I don't actually care about defense. Jalen Colker, he's just so good in the playoffs, second half of the season. But he's still in a Bryce Young offense, still the wide receiver too. But yeah, like, I don't hate taking a shot on Jalen Colker, who looked really good. But that's going to be my team. Oh, also for defense, I'll mention this. I just stream defense. I just look at good matchups each week for the defense. So I'll probably look at, like, who's playing the Dolphins or the Jets or someone like that. And that's the defense I'm going to draft. And then with kicker, like, it doesn't really. I just take someone who I think is accurate. But yeah, this is going to be the team. I personally really like what we got here. We got Herbert, Bijan Robinson, K9 with Egbuka, Mike Evans, Brock Bowers, Cam Scadaboo, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Michael Wilson, J.K. Dobbins, Blake Corum, Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, and Jalen Coker. But yeah, that's going to do it. This is the pick 103, arguably the best pick in fantasy football. And yeah, we out. Peace.